皆さん、また来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらはマンハッタンニューヨーク金曜日の午後です。ということでね、今日の動画はね、いろいろまたくっつけてるんですけど、前回民主党の黒歴史をやったと思うんですよ。たくさんの人は民主党のリベラルっていう、そのリベラルっていう聞こえだけですごく勘違いしていらっしゃる方多いんですけど、実は民主党っていうのはもともと差別主義で、奴隷解放を唱えたリンカーンも今回のトランプさんと同じようにその投票用紙から消したりとかいろいろやってきたわけですね。そのタルサ人種虐殺とか、100年前はタルサ虐殺みたいに気に入らない殺してやるっていう感じで虐殺をして黒人の富んだ地区を全滅させた。今世紀だと我々と意見が違うものは起訴してやるとか FBI を差し向けてやる、国税局を差し向けてやると、こういうことなんですね。なので本当にね、100年前とあんまり変わらないんですけど、そのいい例がタッカー・カルソンさんの、ショートにあったので出してみます。どうぞ。
On October 5th, 2022 at 7 a.m., a man called Paul Vaughn woke up to armed FBI agents with guns banging on the front door of his home in Tennessee. So he steps outside to find agents with their weapons drawn, pointed at him. They promptly handcuffed him and threw him in the back of an SUV. They did this in front of his wife and children. His wife, completely confused, asking why the man she thought was her law-abiding husband was being arrested. What are you doing?
I want to know why you were banging on my door with a gun.
And they ignored her and instead hauled her husband off to jail.
You're not going to tell me anything?
So there you have it. Stormtroopers showed up at the house with rifles, not just handguns, rifles, weapons of war, battle rifles, the ones that Joe Biden is telling you can't have. So the question is, what exactly did he do? Paul Vaughn's crime, Paul Vaughn, the father of 11 children, had dared to pray and sing hymns in the hallway of an abortion clinic. In other words, he did what the Biden administration really fears. He prayed, and for doing that, he faces 11 years in prison.
ということで、もう本当にね、怖いんですね。バイデン政権は中絶とかトランプ叩きとか人種 LGBTQ、こういう問題を掲げてますので、これに反対する人は、もう嫌がおうでもどんな手を使ってでも、封じてやるっていうのがすごいんですね。もうニューヨークなんかは違法移民のレイプ犯や殺人犯全然野放しなのに、こんな被害者もいない、このお父さんですかをこんなフル装備で FBI が追っかけ回して11年も監獄に入れるなんてもうめちゃくちゃですよね。こういうことでたくさん他にもあります。ということで次のビデオはまた1月6日の件に関して聞かれたこのトランプさんの反逆罪とか言って聞かれた方がバッサリと正論でぶった切っています。フェイクメディアをバッサリです。ということで気持ちがいいビデオですから見てください。どうぞ。
Love about this, watching where President Trump is at in the polls. I love it because it shows the American people don't trust you guys. And they shouldn't, because you guys are full of it and everybody knows it. There's a few honest journalists in this town, but they're very few and far between. You know how I know it wasn't an insurrection? Because he hasn't been charged with insurrection. Mm-hmm. And we can all see by the lawfare how he's facing up over 700 years in jail right now, how they've tried to destroy this man, destroy his businesses, that if they felt they had an inkling of a chance of convicting President Trump of jaywalking or insurrection, they would absolutely charge him. You know how else I know it's not an insurrection? Because this is the first insurrection in the history of the world where the people that were a part of it were unarmed. It's pretty hard to do if you walk around and see how many individuals are carrying firearms.
My God.
All right. Last thing I want to say about how I know it's not an insurrection is because I actually listened to the words of the president. If you're trying to stoke an insurrection, you don't tell the people listening, hey, I want you to go over there peacefully and patriotically. All right. This is not an insurrection. Mm-hmm. What it is a party that's scared to death of this man because he's America first, and he's shown time and time again he's willing to bust up the swamp. And he continues to beat you like a drum. That's what this is really about.
The Biden administration has created an alternative universe where any criticism of the dear leader is a hate crime. The campaign, aiming to flip North Carolina, sent Binder to do a local radio hit, and she hung up the phone on them.
They all said, would you please just ask her
does the president have dementia? So before I move on from it, does he?
Mark, I can't even believe you're asking me this question. It is incredibly insulting, and so we can move on to the next question.
Gas prices and grocery prices, then. Big topics here in North Carolina. How does Mr. Biden win votes when people don't have as much disposable income?
Eggs, milk, seafood products, all the important groceries, those costs have gone down because of what this president has been able to do. And with that, thank you so much, Mark. Have an amazing, amazing day.
Wow. She hung up. Wow.
Former White House press secretary and co-host of Outnumbered, Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh, what happened here?
I mean, look, this is crazy to me. When I stood at the podium, I would have loved to hang up on Jim Acosta as he howled like a hyena, shouting at me. Caitlin Collins and others didn't have that option. Must be nice, Karine Jean-Pierre. You do the radio interviews, you just hang up. I mean, what's crazy to me, most of all about this, she clearly didn't like the questions. She's clearly bristling. Was the headline out of it. If I would have given an answer like that, the headline would have been, White House press secretary does not deny the president has dementia. Yeah. It'd be cycles of news coverage, but you don't see it today, do you? Not even a blip.
So she hangs up on North Carolina. They're trying to strip RFK and Trump off the ballot. And then Jill's calling Republicans Nazis. How do you describe a campaign that looks like that, Kayleigh?
A campaign in chaos.
And there's something else besides Trump that Biden has to worry about. RFK Jr.'s making noise. He has the highest favorability rating out of everybody. About half the country actually likes the guy. Kennedy, Trump, Biden, all on the same stage. Gang of really nasty Democrat attorneys working for Biden that are just going to rip your throat out and strip your name off the ballot, RFK Jr.
Yeah, they've already filed complaints or actions against us in Hawaii and Nevada, and we expect this in virtually every state. Now, the Democratic Party is doing everything it can to disenfranchise people and make sure that people can't vote for who they want to, using litigation against me. And, you know, I'm not a fan of President Trump's, but I want to beat him in a fair fight. I don't want to win because of some scurrilous or spurious legal action against him that takes him off, removes him from the ballot and deprives Americans of the right to vote for somebody they want to vote for.